Hey guys, I'm Jody.
And I'm Justin.
And it's time for numbers 40 through 31 and our top 60 favorite games ever that we have played.
That's right.
Alright? So let's get right into it. I've got some really fun games to talk about. I'm wondering if we might have a crossover on this here segment, but we shall see, right?
We will see.
Alright, let's get going.
Alright. So, let's take a look at mine, and we're actually going to start with an app-based game. Alright, and we're going to space for it, and we're going to play...
Oh, yeah!
Search for Planet X. Now, if you guys haven't played this game, this is really, really interesting. It's a deduction game, essentially. So, basically what you have is you've got... The goal is to find Planet X by ruling out where is everything else, by getting clues through what the app is teaching you, and then you've got your piece of paper where you're kind of marking things off. Okay, that's not there, that's not there, that's not there. And you divide it up, basically your universe, I guess you could say, or your solar system is divided up into these different sectors, and you're trying to figure out what is in each of those sectors, and ultimately try and find Planet X. And ultimately end up with the most points. And each of these are worth a different amount of points, and there's other little objectives and things like that you're trying to do throughout the game.
Lots of logic.
Lots of logic and trying to kind of put the clues together in order to find it. Much better at this than Chronicles of Crime, which is also an app-based game, but where you have to kind of figure things out. This one, I think, is... the reason it's higher for me is because it's a little bit, not easier, but more doable, at least for us. We were more successful at it anyway.
Yeah, I mean they're definitely different.
They're completely different games, and one's cooperative, one's not. But I just felt like this one.
This is more structured.
I think that's
it's
very
more structured.
That's
I mean, you start with basic logic rules like, I can't remember, like a gas planet can't be next to a comet. I don't know. I'm just making up because I don't remember. This is a good one. I like this one a lot.
Yeah. So that is my number 40, Search for Planet X.
I think they're coming out with a new version of like the same type of game, but I think it's like set with animals or something. I don't know, but I thought I heard something about that, so definitely have to check that out if that is true. But it's not out yet. So, nice choice.
All right. So, what do you have for number 40?
Speaking of animals, I got little kitties. We got the Isle of Cats. This is a nice game here. Lots of card drafting. Everyone has their own board, which is like a ship. And basically you're trying to rescue cats from this island. And it's a polyomino game as well. So you're putting these cat polyominoes on your ship. You're trying to fit them in to rescue them. And you're trying to cover up rats. And you have these objectives that pretty much kind of really vary up the game. Because you're trying to do different things with your ship. For instance, you might want to try to have the entire outside of your ship covered. Like there's all kinds of different objectives. So I think there's decent amount of variability if you play objective heavy game. Mm-hmm. But this is a great one. They also have a family mode, which is a little more beginner level. I haven't done that, so I'm not sure how that works. But we just play the normal game. I know they just had an expansion come out recently, and I think they also have a roll and write on this. It's like Isle of Cats, like explore and draw or something, which we might have to try. Because I really like this game. And it's been a little while since we played. We really need to play this. It has cute little cat meeples. I mean, yes.
Yeah.
This is a good one.
This is actually the first thing that started our channel. You remember when I started taking photos?
No.
To do this was the thing that made us think, we should start a channel. We should start taking photos of these things.
This?
When I took photos of the little cat meeples, those were the first photos that I took in relation to board game perspective.
My long-term memory is terrible, so I'll have to trust you on that because I have no clue.
It was.
Well, I'd say these are great picks for number 40.
All right, so now we're going to move on to a smaller box game with just cards. All right, so...
I want to guess. Give me a clue.
Okay, this is one of the first ones that I really liked and that I played a lot. Early on. Early.
I don't know.
This is Lost City.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so this game is actually, it's pretty simple. Basically, you've got a bunch of different colors of cards, and all of the cards go from numbers 2 to 10. And basically what you're trying to do is create expeditions where you are getting runs of cards in ascending order. So if you play a 2, then you can play any number above that card, but if you play, say, a 4, you can never go back and play the 3. So you're trying to get this run of cards all the way up through as many as you can. But what you're doing, you have your hand of cards, you're either playing a card in one of your expeditions, or you're playing it into a discard pile, and then you're having to pick it up from a central board where people are discarding, or pick up from a deck with its face down. And basically you're doing this over and over and over again until the end of the game, all the cards are gone, and then you add up your points on your expeditions, and the other person's doing the same thing. So it's a 2-person game, by the way, so it's head-to-head, so you're just going against the other person. And so you're kind of playing that game of like, well, does he have the card that I need? And so you're always kind of thinking, well, should I go for this expedition or should I just stick with this over here? And so it's
and you
kind
have
of
a hand limit, right? So
and you've got a hand limit. So every time you play a card, you pick one up. So your hand limit is always the same.
You might have cards you really want in your hand, but you need some space, so you might be risky. I know I've done this before, where I put out a card that I still really want, and just hope that the other person doesn't grab it.
Right. So there's that tension there, but it's a really, really fun game. I really, really like this one. I've liked it for a long time.
Yeah, it's a good one. So my game is a new one.
Ooh.
It is called Boon Lake, Alexander Pfister game. It's one of his newer games. I really enjoy these games, guys. Like especially the capstone. Okay, so I like crunchy Euro games, but I like ones that look good. And Capstone has been putting out ones that look good. You know, you got Alexander Pfister, like the Maracaibo game, that one looked good as well. I'm liking this, guys. So I haven't played it very much either, but I really like it that much. You have, this action tile board where you choose a tile, which kind of determines your movement of the ship along the river. And then you take action, but also other people can take some actions as well. And then, you have this large board where your ship moves around and you're exploring lands, putting out tiles. You have your own board, which is dual layered, which I really appreciate.
Of course.
Where you're putting buildings out, you're trying to do upgrades, and there's a lot of cards. I mean, this is hefty. This is like up my alley, and I like the way it looks. So that just makes me extra happy.
Extra happy.
Yes. So I'm a big fan of this. I want you to try this because you liked Agizia Shifting Sands, where you move the ship down.
Sure.
So this kind of has that element. So I kind of want you to try this one, even though it's a little thinkier. Yeah. I want you to try this though.
All right. We'll see.
All right. Moving on to the next.
Moving right along, we are going to take a look at one of the originals in this whole board game hobby for us. We're going all the way back to, you've already said it once in a previous list.
Splendor?
You got it. You got
cheers.
it. So, Splendor, one of the originals that got us into the hobby, one of the ones that her brother introduced us to, and we played over and over and over again. So basically, and we've heard it once, but let's just give it a little rundown. So basically, we've got our central kind of bank of chips that you are pulling from, and then you're using those chips to buy cards. Those cards will then hopefully help you in the purchasing of more valuable cards later on in the game. And it is a race to 15 because there's a little value on the top of the card that says how much that card is worth. So it is a race to 15 points. Once 15 points gets hit, everybody finishes their turn, and then you add up and see where everything is at. So one of the originals that got us into this, and the feel of the chips is just one of those things that was just like,
love them.
Love it so much. So, and we've got the play mat for it and everything. So we love this game. We really do.
Oh yeah, we do have a play mat.
We have a play mat.
I keep forgetting about that.
We have a play mat.
So I was just looking. So this is your number 38. Last year was your number 36. So it was like
right there.
Right there. Good choice. I really like that game. So mine is yet another new game. Ooh. And I'm liking this. There is dice placement. Lots of pretty board. Very big. Lots of components.
Do I know this one?
Oh yeah, you do.
Bitoku.
Oh, you are right. It is Bitoku.
Yeah.
So, yeah, this is a newer game. I really like this one, though. It's It's right up my alley. Like I said, so dice placement is my favorite mechanism. And you get that plus a gorgeous production. I love the mechanics. There's lots of different ways to score points. I love that game. I love those types of games. You have your board, and you have like these cute little pit pilgrims that you're trying to wake them up, and they can go on different like paths, and the paths of wisdom up top do different journeys, and you got so many different kinds of cards like the Batoku cards, cool little creatures, and you're trying to move. Yeah, it's just creatures. And I mean, there are so many places on the board you can go. And you place your dice out there, take the corresponding action. Then you can also cross the river as an action. You're playing cards, and there's just a lot of stuff going on in this game.
A lot.
And I really like it a lot.
And somehow I do too.
Yes, that just is mind blowing for me that he likes this game, because this is a lot going on, crunchy. But I think what it is that because it's so pretty, that really helps it.
It helped.
I mean, it can be a busy looking board.
It was confusing at first.
But it's super pretty in my opinion. I really like this game. This is a newer one published by Devere Games. So, I mean, if you like crunchy dice placement types of games, give this one a try. I mean, I really, really like this one.
Yeah. It was a lot of fun. There's a lot of iconography.
Yes, there is.
That can throw you in the beginning, and like she said, it's a busy board, so it can be a little overwhelming to start.
But
then the actual gameplay is actually not too.
Yeah, there's a lot packed in here, a lot of fun goodness packed in here. So that is our number 38.
All right, so moving on to the next one, we're gonna go cooperative on this one, and this is another kind of going back in time. I think most of my games on this particular 10 are actually ones that have been on the list before, and this one was actually way higher. This one was at number 7 before this year. But I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that we haven't played it very much.
This is one I really want to play this game. We need to play this one. We need to bust this out.
So Shadows over Camelot.
We gotta bust this out.
Days of Wonder.
ASAP.
This is one of those things that this was I think one of the first cooperative games that we played.
It might have been Pandemic.
Well, there was Pandemic, so this was probably shortly after that. But I really, really, really enjoyed this one. Now, there is a trader that you can put into this game we usually just like...
I never liked the trader mechanisms. I just don't like... I like all of us working together. I don't like the trader thing.
Yeah, so we usually don't mess with that. So, but playing this game, you're set in Camelot, and you're kind of going around to the different areas trying to accomplish different things. And basically, just not die.
Yeah, I mean, and the board looks cool. Yeah.
And the board looks really nice, really cool, and there's a lot of these little miniature kind of things out there as well.
Little catapults.
Yeah, catapults and little figures and stuff like that. So, really, really fun game. And basically, I just know that whenever we do play this game, it's always like kind of
really close,
cutting it just bare when we win.
Yeah.
Which probably isn't a good sign, because we should probably be able to win with the trader. And since we don't play with the trader and we're still cutting it close. Anyway,
I don't know.
But still, it's super fun. Really, really enjoy this, and I agree. We need to play
this.
So, big fan. Shadows over Camelot.
Good choice. So mine is a bird-themed game.
Wingspan.
Oh, good guess. Wingspan, guys. So I really enjoy this game. This has been a little while for me as well. I need to play, I think it's the Oceania expansion. A friend got it for us. I still have yet to play that. I really need to play it because I really like the way those birds look. They're really cool. So probably all of you guys know this game. Stonemaier game, really famous game. Tons of bird cards, and every bird card is different. Everyone has their own board. You're taking actions. You're collecting dice from this cool little bird feeder dice tower to grab resources. You're kind of laying eggs onto your cards on your board, and I'm always obsessed with that. Mm-hmm. I love the eggs. I think, especially like toward the end of the game, I'm just like, I always win the eggs. I always have so many eggs out there. It's just, that's my thing. They're just so cute. I want to collect them. But yeah, I really enjoyed this one. I haven't played this in a while either, and I kind of want to play this again, especially with the Oceania expansion. We haven't played with any of the expansions.
We haven't.
But I definitely want to try the Oceania expansion soon. I can't remember. Do you like this game?
This was
So for you? Maybe you need to give it another try. It's a good one.
I've played it 3 or 4 times.
Okay.
At least.
Okay. All right. Yeah, well, I really enjoy this one. It's been a little while, so I'm ready to get it out and play it again with that Oceania expansion. So,
Right.
good choices, in my opinion. Number 36. Give me. I want to guess.
Party game.
Concept.
Ooh, no. Starts with a C.
Codenames.
Ah.
Codenames or Codenames Duet?
Codenames. I'm gonna lump them all together.
Okay.
I'm gonna lump them all together. No, I haven't played any of the other Codenames very well. Not true. We've played Codenames Pictures.
We have?
I have.
I haven't.
I have.
Uh,
And so I go ahead and throw them all together. This is the original. Love it. Love Codenames. Such a fun party game. You get a group of people, and of course, the main idea behind this is you've got a bunch of these cards that are laid out in a grid, and those cards have words on them, just single words. And then you've got basically a grid that shows one team has to guess these specific cards in the grid, and the other team has to guess the other ones, but then there are certain ones that don't give you any points, and then there's one that is an automatic, you lose.
The assassin.
So you try and give clues that...
One word
clues, but then you give a number of how many cards might fit that clue. So, and then those clues, you obviously want them to guess your cards, but you don't want them to guess the assassin. So there's and you also don't want to help the other team out by helping them guess the other stuff as well. So, really cool, really creative thought process behind that game. I thought, and we have played this
it's a good one.
So many times with groups of friends. And
it's top secret.
Top secret.
Top secret.
So one of my favorite party games, big time. Codenames.
Good choice. So my pick is actually over there. Go on and get me Shadows over Camelot.
Oh, dang.
Let's go. Bring it out. So this is a crossover on our list for this segment, and we're
almost
like one
the exact
apart.
Same spot.
Yeah, I was like, for a second when you said it, I was like, oh, is that mine? I was like, oh no, that's Wingspan. Yeah, that'd been funny if it was on the exact same number. It was almost. So I'm not going to talk about it a lot because we've already talked about it, but this is just a blast every time we play it, and like we said earlier, we need to get this out. Especially we haven't played this with the West, I don't think. And they like cooperative games. We need to play this one with them. And I just love the little siege, the little catapult miniatures, and it looks pretty. I mean, it's a Days of Wonder game. I love Days of Wonder games because they always look awesome. So lots of different boards and lots of different things going on each section of the board. You're trying to achieve with you got cards, and oh my gosh, I love this game. We need to play this again. I'll stop talking. Shadows over Camelot.
And Codenames.
Yo, ready, set, go.
We're going to go into the abstract world. Are you ready?
All right, I'm thinking we're finally starting to get into the gift series.
Which one?
We're starting with Link. Czar.
This is Czar.
Upside down.
It is, isn't it? So, this is Czar, and this is, as she said, part of the gift series of games, where the look of the boards all have a very similar look to them, and it's not exactly the most flashy thing in the world, but there's this kind of thinkiness involved to these games and a simplicity to them that I just absolutely love. And so with Czar, you've got each person has their own color of chips that are out there on the board. Each color of chips have 3 different types, and there are varying numbers of the different types of chips. And then what you're trying to do with those chips is you're either trying to stack your own colors on top of themselves to make yours stronger so that you can then go and capture some of the other players' stuff, or you're just moving to capture some of the other players' stuff. The goal of the game is then to basically get to where one of the different types of their color is completely eliminated from the board. And so, again, it's kind of thinky and it's very abstract, and it's just, you have this one goal is to just do that or make it so that the other player can't do anything.
Your one goal is elimination.
My goal is loses, win. And so this is one of my favorite games for sure, and abstract GIF is kind of in my wheelhouse.
I don't know that I do well at this one. Like, I feel like whenever we play this, you always whip my butt on this one. But when we play Yench, the other one, or another one, I always win.
Not lately.
No, yes.
Not lately.
Anyway, you might have won like once.
Twice.
Twice out of who knows. Alright, so my turn. Are you done?
I'm done.
Okay. So this game, we actually played, was it last night? Or 2 nights ago? We actually recently played this.
What that is.
And it is, oh yeah, it is Moonrakers, guys. Moonrakers. So we, as of this video, are playing we got 2 expansions sent to us because there's going to be a Kickstarter July, I think it said July 19th, 2022, I believe, but that's always subject to change. So we played a couple of the new content coming out, and stay tuned because we'll have reviews out either recently or soon. And guys, those expansions have made this game so much better for me. So I have a strong feeling this is going to go up on my list next year because, one, I already really like this game, but those expansions really, and we're not super expansion people.
Hold it. I'm not an expansion. You like expansions way more than I do.
I don't mind expansions. I like getting expansions for games that I really, really like. I never usually seek out expansions for a lot of games.
Gotcha.
But these, oh my gosh, they're so good.
Yeah, and I am really not an expansion person. Like, even if I like a game, I'm like, why mess with something that's already good? These 2 expansions that have been added to this is really just like...
And I think there might be some more stuff, but like I said, that they're launching a Kickstarter. So we're filming this in June. They're launching a Kickstarter in July, I think. So anyway, this is a deck building game, space sci-fi, up my alley. But it has negotiation. I typically don't like tons of negotiation interactive games. For some reason, I'm digging this game. I mean, so you're just kind of trying to complete contracts on your own or together, and you're playing out cards. You start your turn with 1 action, and each action, playing a card is an action, so you have to kind of play certain cards that let you get more action so you can keep playing cards, and... The production quality and the component quality, just everything about this game is amazing.
Top notch. Super
well done. So I really like this game a lot, and I'm pretty sure this is going to go up on my list next year. So stay tuned for that.
And we're going to jump right up to the top of Jody's list from last year.
Oh.
We are going with...
Everdell.
So... she's going to help me explain that one a little bit. But basically what it is, it's a beautiful...
cute critters.
Beautiful game with a lot of cool little critters and really great artwork.
Evertree.
Really cool cards, really cool artwork on the board, Evertree, all this kind of stuff.
Cute critters.
So cool. A lot of really neat little objectives to get. And basically it's a tableau building card game.
Squishy berries.
With a lot of cool little resources that you're trying to gather and then use to buy new cards and all this kind of stuff.
Cool resin.
So it's just a really, really pretty, really great game, and you guys will know that this is one of Jody's favorites.
Did I mention cute critters? Oh, this is your list.
This is my list. It is.
Yes, this was my number 1 last year.
It was. Will it be again?
Who knows?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, did you say it was a worker placement game?
Worker placement to try and gather your resources and do all the
tableau
different
of
things.
Cards. You got your own city and cards play off each other. Sorry, I was just thinking about cute critters, squishy berries.
That's all she knows.
Evertree.
But anyway, there it is. Everdell for me.
Good choice. So mine is nowhere as pretty as that one. It's kind of like network building. You do some auction and power plants.
Oh.
We're talking power grid. Yeah, if you put that next to Everdell,
Let's not.
No. But anyway, I really enjoy playing this game. This is another one. Oh my gosh. We need to do a play through our shelves series after we try to finish playing through the Keeper Cole stuff. Because there's a lot of games we haven't played recently and I'm dying to play it. Like, this is one. I love this game. I'm not huge into auction games, but I don't mind the auction part of this. Basically, you're trying to build networks and you're doing some auction with your power plants and you're trying to gather resources like coal, oil, garbage, uranium, some resources to power your power plants, and you're just trying to spread out your network. Yeah, it's definitely not a looker for sure. Not the prettiest game you will ever see, but I really enjoyed this game. I can't remember. You don't mind this one, right?
I like this one.
Yeah, so this is a fun one. Definitely a crunchy, thinky one. Not super pretty like Everdell, but good one.
All right, so we're in the garden, and the panda's hungry.
Takanogo!
We are bringing out Takanogo. Yes, and this is another one that was definitely early on in our gaming process, and love it. Love it. So you've got your little panda and a gardener that are kind of going through and kind of building out your garden, and you're placing these bamboo pieces out there, and the panda's going around and eating.
And you're building up the bamboo, so like towers of bamboo.
That's right.
It's so cute.
And so you've got little objective cards that you're trying to achieve by moving things around and all this kind of stuff. So, love.
They have a giant version of this game. One day I'm gonna get it. I don't know when that is, but I'm gonna have these giant these bamboo stalks and the panda. Like I want this giant version of this game.
So.
And panda plushies.
Panda plushies. So, Takenoko.
That's a really, really good choice. I like that game a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so mine is not as friendly. This is Oceans. It's a very beautiful game, but it's not a very friendly game. This is another one of those interactive games, which I typically don't love those types of games, but for some reason I like this one. But this is more brutal. Like you have a lot of different species. So each player has their own species, and you might have some predators that's going to eat some stuff of, a player over here. And it's like there's a lot of interaction. And there's a lot of different kinds of cards in this game, but it's gorgeous. And I did get the deluxe version because there's the cool acrylic fishies. Lots of acrylic, different color fish.
Mm-hmm.
Just makes me very happy. But yeah, a lot of the cards are different. I don't know if every single card's different or not, but it seems like a lot of the cards are different. They have the surface level cards and then the deep cards, which are really cool, like dark. Actually, this kind of gives you a feel for like the deep cards, and this gives you a feel for the top cards.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but a lot of people might be familiar with the Evolution series games. This is a standalone game in that same series.
Yeah, same kind of artwork and stuff like that.
But I have a fun time playing. This is another one I want to play again soon. I know you don't. I know you're not a fan.
Another one that I try to avoid.
Because it is very interactive. It is very interactive, and like I said, those predators, can eat stuff, and Anyway,
yeah.
I enjoyed this game. This is from North Star Game Studio. Very gorgeous, fun game in my opinion, and very cute pandas.
Blank. A deck building adventure.
Well, there's Clank, but...
Get it? Blank. Clank.
Oh my god.
So, that is my number 32. Clank. A deck building adventure. So, it is just what it says. It is a deck building game, but it's also kind of a dungeon crawler. So, you're basically trying to go from the top, get down into the dungeon, go and grab artifacts, and then find your way back out before the dragon eats everybody. So...
Lots of Clank on the... if you stumble or draw cards, you get Clank and you put it in this little spot, and then when the dragon attacks, you grab all the Clank and put in the bag, and if your cubes get drawn out, then they're put on your health meter. And if you fill up your health meter...
Game over. Game over. So, really, really enjoy this game. This one was actually higher last year. It was at number 12. So it's dropped by 20 spots.
Is it because you were frustrated with the Clank Legacy game that we played?
Maybe subconsciously, but I don't know. I think it's just that I don't know, it's just kind of dropped down a little bit. We've played a lot of other really good games since then.
And a lot of Clank Legacies.
And a ton of Clank Legacy, which drove me nuts. So that's true. I had tried to put that out of my mind. I don't know why you didn't bring that back up. But yeah, Clank Legacy, way too story driven from this guy. So if you like Clank, but don't like story driven games, I wouldn't go with Clank Legacy. But anyway, Clank by itself, definitely one of my faves.
Yes, that is a very good game. All right, this is a game you also are a big fan of. And for some reason, I thought this was on my list, but last year. But I was looking, and I don't think I see it on my list last year. So I'm intrigued. This is It's a Wonderful World. So I really like this one. It's not an overly complex game, card drafting, and then there's some engine building, and I just really like it. You're placing out your cards. You have some that are under construction, and some you put under your Empire card, which gives you better production. And there's lots of pretty translucent resource cubes out that you're getting, and you're basically trying to place those on the cards to complete them. And I really like the engine building in this game, and the card drafting. I feel like it just works really well. Now we do have It's a Wonderful Kingdom. We still have yet to play that. We need to get that played. That's the 1 to 2 player version, and I think it adds other stuff to it. And there's also some expansion material that we haven't tried for this either. But this is a really good one. If you guys want like a lighter game, this isn't that complex.
Yeah. No,
I mean, it's a little brain burning sometimes trying to plan out stuff, but it's just card drafting, playing cards, and just doing a little engine building.
Yeah, trying to plan out how to build that engine is a little brain burning at times, and maybe planning ahead, maybe even 1 or 2 rounds sometimes. So it's kind of.
But it's a fun one.
Yeah.
So that is what number are we on?
That is 32.
Last one for this set of 10. Give me a clue.
All right. Party game?
Concept.
You already said it once earlier.
Yeah. Concept.
So,
I was right.
that's it. It is Concept. So, this one I'm a huge fan of. Jody, sometimes... yeah, okay. But I really, really enjoy this game. I think that this is a really cool... get a bunch of people together, and it can get crazy, kind of like Codenames, but really, really fun because people are kind of shouting stuff out and all this kind of stuff. So, basic idea is you've got this big board of different clues, and people are basically you get a card. That card has 3 different items on there that you could choose. One being really easy, one being really difficult, and one being somewhere in the middle. If you go for the hard one, you'll get more points. Easy one, you get less points. So you pick one, and you're going to then be giving clues based on where you're putting these different pawns and different pieces. Okay, so you're going to have one pawn that is basically your main concept that you're going to place it right on one of those. You might have a supporting concept as well, and then you might have other little pieces that you're placing on all these other different clues all over the board in order to get your team to guess the item that was on the card. So, and of course it can get a little crazy. There's a time limit to it, so once that ticker starts going down, people are like, blah, 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 starting blurting things out for sure. But this is the board with all these different clues that can look a little bit obscure, some of them.
I don't love this game, but I actually like the way this game looks. It has this like minimalist feel to it. I mean, obviously there's a lot of stuff on it, but like the white background, clean. Yeah, so there's a lot of different kind of places to put your stuff for concepts. Yeah,
so I absolutely love this game. I think it's a really, really good one, really good party game, and if you have new people that are coming over to play a game or something like that, and you want to get people in and just kind of socialize, this is a fun one to do that.
I'll let you close that.
Someone can't put the box on.
Alright. You done?
I'm done.
Okay. So, this is another newer game. So, definitely new to the list, and it's a newer game. But man, I really like this game. And that is Korra Rise of an Empire. I really like this game, but I can't stand the insert. I mean, you hear all that. I'm gonna have to get an insert for this one because it does nothing. Like everything just falls out. Anyway, pet peeve, major pet peeve with this game. But with this game, you know, each person has their own civilization. You got your own little like dual layer board. And this is like track central game here. Because you got your personal board, which has tons of tracks. You have the main board, which has tons of different tracks and achievement tokens. But you're playing cards to take actions. And you're moving up stuff on your board, moving up stuff on this board. Trying to get these achievement tokens. I really like this game. And I want to try this one with you because it's not overly complex. But, you know, you got some of the tracks going on, playing cards. You like First Empires, which is, you know, easier than this one. But, you know, you might like this one. So we might have to give this a try. But, man, I thoroughly enjoy this game. I need to play this game, like, right now because I love this game. So... yeah, it's a newer game from Yellow. It's in their Expert Line series or Expert Line.
Expert line.
Expert Line. I think it's a newer thing they're doing. But yeah, guys, have you guys played this one? Let me know because I'm liking it. Let me know if you like this one. But that wraps up our 10 for this.
That wraps up number 40 through 31.
And that wraps up this segment of 10. Let us know which ones you guys liked out of these. But for me, I have 5 new games to my list. 5 new ones.
To the overall list.
Some of them might be like newer games in general, but some of them might be older. For some reason, I really thought It's a Wonderful World was on my list last year, but I'm not seeing it. So I put that one as a new one. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so my 5 new ones to my list this year was Moonrakers, It's a Wonderful World, Core Rise of Empire, Bitoku, and Boon Lake. What about you?
I only had one. Everything. So my previous list was like all new stuff.
Yeah.
This one was all but one was from the list last year. But the Search for Planet X was the one new addition to the list this year. So there you go. And then as far as like stuff moving around, like so I had what was it? Clank. Lost Cities was also up there a little bit. It was at 15 and it dropped down. And then also Shadows over Camelot dropped down quite a bit. So
a lot of mine that were to my list last year kind of stayed in the same range, but you know, maybe 20s, 30s, so kind of about the same.
Oh, and if you look, Concept was my number 33 last year, and it's 31 this year. So.
Yeah, and Codenames is there for you as well. Yeah,
they're all right in there. So.
All right, guys. Well, that wraps up this segment of 10. We will see you on the next one.